Hello there, this is SIMUS from SIMUS Film Entertainment and welcome to animation livestream number 8. Today I'm going to continue animating my animation project together with Dark Cyber Animators and IANimation. Also, for everyone that has been following my last livestream, well, I've got a new mouse and that's great because I can finally use the mouse wheel thingy again. However, before we start, just wanted to show you what I've got so far. So according to the script, and hello Raiden776, welcome to the stream. So according to the script, Steve, which is Dark Cyber Animators basically, wakes up in the morning in his house and does this kind of basic morning routine, and well, let's see what we've got so far. Yes. So that's basically it. That's basically everything I've got so far, and welcome IANimation. Welcome to the stream. Well, one thing I definitely need to do is the following. So when Steve, at least I guess it's Steve, might be Blast Steve, so excuse me Dark Cyber Animators. So however, when he shoots the first time, there's like a little piece of wood flowing out, kind of breaking out of the table, and you can't really see it. So kind of shoots, boom, and then there's this little piece of wood gone. And I definitely have to make this better. Also, the effect of the alarm clock flying away, it's kind of clunky because just look at that. If this one, if the alarm clock just flies away, kind of hits this thing, and you can see the text in the background, and of course that's totally not good. So let's see what can we do with this. Maybe some kind of setting a keyframe, of course. So also for this stream, because you know October is kind of the spooky month, I made a new Halloween theme for my streams. So as always, up here you've got my sub count, Yes, it's definitely the most horrific way to turn off an alarm clock. The textures, I guess you mean the textures on the table. And welcome to the stream, Potato Tag. Yeah, so I'm going to fix those as well, but before I go into all the details, of course. So, have a good rest, Raiden776, and see you another day, maybe. Thank you for watching. But before I go into all the details, I just wanted to basically check out the animation and make it look a little bit better, because just look at his facial expressions. So, honestly, I don't look that good when I wake up on Monday morning. Also, just firing the gun, his arm should move way further back. So what about... Yeah, see, it's like nothing basically. Oops, wrong key. So you know, now I've got a new mouse, and maybe I need to get a new keyboard as well. However, stream saved? Of course, yes. So you can watch this on my channel page later on. Well, I guess really the table texture is really kind of stretched. Also, it's a little bit too small. So yeah, this one is stretched on the on the x-axis, and this one is basically just kind of too small. What did I want to do? Yeah, that's it. And also, I guess this is the first time I'm streaming during a normal school week, which is kind of unnormal for me. Basically, I've been just streaming on the weekends so far. So what we definitely need here right at the beginning is some kind of calm music, like and the camera pulls up, and then we've got all the rest. One thing I'm still not I'm still thinking about is okay, let me look this up. Excuse me, I'm really confused. So alright, this is MegaSteve. Alright, MegaSteve. So what if we had Blast Steve kind of lying in the bed right here, and then the alarm clock goes off and he's like, whoa, good morning, and he's kind of shocked and out of his sleep, and gets a big shock when Mega Steve starts shooting the alarm clock. Guess that would be pretty funny. Yeah, another thing I might do if I've got the time today is definitely to make the flower pot crack in the middle, so kind of the alarm clock flies back onto it and the whole thing kind of breaks. That would be pretty cool. So like boom, and then there's a crack right in the middle. Alright, well, so let's see. So yeah, he's not shocked enough. So it's such a loud noise when you're firing a gun that he definitely has to be not really scared, but just he has to move in some way. Let's phrase it like that. By the way, the little text that I wrote in the beginning of the live chat is I did that together with a classmate during a very long and boring English lesson. Alright, I think he looks pretty awkward because he doesn't move his arm back there. So let's set some keyframes for this. Just like that. Oh yeah, and basically I've switched back to my old chair as well, which is pretty cool because on the chair set on the last time when I was streaming, it was pretty loud when I leaned backwards. It was like a loud screech, and that was pretty bad. Oh yeah, and yes, another thing, particles. We definitely need particles when the bullet hits the edge of the table. All right. Still think this animation is definitely not perfect, so let's do some kind of this. Maybe I should set keyframes for when the gun fires, not keyframes but markers, because I guess that's way easier to work with. Let's name this shot 1, and then let's go over there, and let's name this one. Dang it. Better set a marker first before renaming it. This one is shot 2. Alright, very good. So the reason why I'm setting markers is just because it's way easier to work with. So if you're switching to another rig or another thing to animate, to another object, it's like the markers remain on the timeline, which is way easier to work with. So we need a keyframe here, then we need a keyframe there. It's coming together. So we've got shot 2 right there. So he kind of has to rotate his torso back. And then we've got shot 2, and he rotates again. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Perfect. Now I forgot what I just wanted to do. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh yeah, I remember I wanted to post the whole thing on my Discord server. Well, I'm going to do that later. Maybe in like a break or so. Right, let's work on his facial expressions a bit. So we've got his 2 blinks right there when he fires the gun. We could do 1 longer blink. Oops. Maybe like 4 keyframes moving the eyelid down, and I guess there were 5, however. And 4 keyframes of moving the eyelid up again. Yep. Oh yeah, and one thing that I just thought of, imagine you've got like the big opening shot, and then there's like a bird flying over here, like a bat or something like that. Maybe a phantom burning in the sun. That would be pretty hilarious, I think. So I'm currently working on a phantom rig, so that's pretty good, I think. So thing with this, the whole cycle right here is I have no idea, and I mean really no idea how to. Oh well, I have now. Oh, I don't know. Okay. So let me just import the animation cycle for this. So I'm going to have some music playing, and I'm going to do this, and I'll see you in a few minutes. See you soon. Well, honestly, I don't really know how to do this, which is kind of bad. Well, let's see. So I really don't want to have to animate all this again, because of course that's why I did this. So what I need are the two eyebrows, eyelid, whatever. I need these two bones because they are bugging. Oh goodness me, excuse me, just hit my mic there unintentionally. Because they are bugging out, which is really weird. Just look at that. Look at his face. Oh no. All right. What we need is the dope sheet, which is kind of dope. Excuse me for my jokes. They are pretty bad, I know. So we've got the cut right here, where we are moving him where he should be moved to. Now we're going to select all the things, all the bones, and delete the keyframes, and it should be fine then. Yep, perfect. He teleported here, and excuse me, and there he is. So, excuse me, it's been so silent because I've just been eating something. You know, because this is really chilled, like streaming on an afternoon and just hanging out here. It's well, not afternoon, it's an evening. What am I talking? All right, let me just append the Phantom rig, because I need this. Where is it? Phantom rig, object, all objects, append. Oh goodness me. I definitely should, oh no, what did I do there? I definitely should blend out the whole names, and I do want to display the shapes. Yep, just like that. So when rigging this, I got some problems, doing these IK slides. So this is fine, that's just what I wanted to do, but if I select those, it's still moving up and down, and that was pretty unintentional, and I don't know why that is. Because when I started doing this, it worked, and now it doesn't, and that's pretty bad. However, I can still rotate the head, and although it's not finished, it's ready for the excuse me, for the purpose of this animation. That's what I just wanted to say. Now let's take this. And what we will need then as well, of course, is a fire texture, because we want this phantom to be burned, which is kind of brutal, but it's hilarious, I think. Especially because Minecraft phantoms appear when you haven't slept enough. So, yeah, you know that's just the nature of an animator. It's like you don't sleep enough usually. At least when you're working on a very good project. Yeah, and one thing that really annoys me is the fact that I'm usually animating with 24 FPS, whereas we decided to animate with 30 FPS, which is pretty bad for my computer, because as you can see, it's just 20 FPS, and I mean 24 would be the absolute limit, and well, so it's kind of slow to animate. So let's do some wing flapping action right here. Just wanted to remove, oh there we go, the plants layer, because it's pretty annoying to see it. Oh, I forgot that I did that. Awesome. Alright, let's zoom in a bit. Yeah, another thing with this is that I'm used to animating with more FPS, so everything seems a bit faster in the end when I'm done with animating, which is not so good as well. Well, let's bring up the dope sheet here. Let's see, where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Here we go. Let's duplicate this one and move it back 40 frames. Awesome. Alright. Perfect. Move this 40 frames and yeah, now I'm just going to, oh, what did I just do there? Here we go. Yeah. So now I'm just going to copy paste it all over again, basically. Let's move this 80 frames. Alright, perfect. Duplicate it, move it, I guess, 160 frames. And we were right. Perfect. 160 frames. Maybe one thing I could potentially do in the end is to kind of make the Phantom land. So not really land, but it's more like coming down from the sky in a pretty harsh way. So it's like just falling into the ground. Let's move this by 40. Shift duplicate 40, shift duplicate, oops, G, oh no, shift duplicate 40, shift duplicate 40. That's what I love about Blender's dope sheet. It's so easy to use. Excuse me. So I'm gonna make this smaller a bit. So I'll have it flying until frame 160 and then it's going to come down. And it's really like falling onto the ground. Wasn't able to make the right noise for that. Let's set a keyframe here and a keyframe there. Hello! Mage said, welcome to the stream. So as you can see, I haven't added the campfire yet, but it's definitely on the list. I will do that, definitely. So let's see. Yeah, definitely make these ones vector curves, because otherwise the Phantom is going to slow down. And then we will what's that? Oh, okay. The keyframes just ended there. Right, so then we will have the whole Phantom come down to the ground. Ouch. But not like that, because that looks pretty clunky. Right, again. Alright, so first up we're going to make this a bit slower. Then it's a vector. That's good, because the Phantom is really just going down, and it's not accelerating and then braking afterwards. I definitely need really cool sound for this. A really good sound design that it's really like something like, see, some kind of that. It's gonna be fun recording, I can tell you that. So frame 160, I want to have the whole phantom already facing down to the ground a bit. So it's like coming in here and then it's going and going and batch. Very good. Right, so for the wings I'm going to delete all the keyframes behind frame 160, whereas frame 160. So there should be keyframes and I'm going to keep them, but every other single, I'm going to delete all the other keyframes. That's what I wanted to say. And the other wing, where is it? It's gone? Is it gone? Oh, it's there. Just misclicked. So there are not so many keyframes. Like, whoops. Oh, goodness. It's just this one. Perfect. Okay, I see the problem. I need to have the wings up, because, there. Oh no, oh, that's bad. Well, missing a campfire is never a good thing. I experienced that by myself, and it's really, yep, it's terrible. It's a terrible thing if you forget to add a campfire to your scene. Definitely. So, right, I'm glad that you did that. Very good, Mage said. Very good. So let's copy paste these keyframes. Shift duplicate. Move them a few frames. So a phantom is flying and it's coming down. Ouch. And I guess it has to come down way faster. So guess I'm going to jump into the curves for this one because curves. Yes. So oh, this is pretty good looking. It's like a perfect sinus. It's a sinus curve, not a sinus curve. It's a sinus curve. Very cool. All right. So I need this bone. Perfect. I see the problem. Namely, all these keyframes where the phantom just starts to come down. They are all vectors as well. So the phantom is going up and then it's coming down. But it's still way too slow. So let's speed this up again. Like make it half the whole thing. So I guess this looks pretty weird with the no, what am I doing? I need this to be free. Perfect. So I don't know if we might get a weird action going on. Oh, we do. Not good. Set this to automatic. Well, then it's going to go up. Oh, but that's pretty cool actually. Although I feel like I have to move this spot down, so because otherwise the phantom's going to get out of frame. Oh, that's good. That's just what I wanted to do. Perfect. So let's go for the wings. So we've got this wing here, and it kind of, because of the air pressure, let's phrase it like that, because of the air pressure, it's kind of going fully up. And then we need it to go down, so like this. So if I have the time, definitely going to add particles to this, because this would definitely look hilarious. What is this? What did I just animate there? It's W quaternion rotation. Alright, now, yeah, okay. That's pretty weird. So, let's move these over here. Very good. So, how many frames did we have? We had from the point where the phantom hits the ground until the point when the wing goes down. Let's see. I gotta do some maths here, not good. So we've got 6 frames plus how many? 2 frames, 8 frames. Alright, perfect. So we've got 8 frames here. Right, so we've got the whole thing moving up, the whole wing. It's kind of weird. Am I just mistaken, or is the left wing shorter than the right wing? Oh, it's not. It's just a weird visual glitch. Well, wait, it is. It is in fact a little bit smaller. What the heck? No, it isn't. It's just I've just been bending it way too much. Because my view wasn't centered. Alright, I fixed it. Very good. But we need to move this keyframe to the point where the phantom hits the ground, which is at frame 175. The reverse collab deadline is November the 1st. Is it? Yes, it is. November the 1st. And from that frame on, we've got 8 frames until the wing has to touch the ground, like this. I think what I'm going to add is following, namely, all the frames are 1 frame. 2 months. No, it's not the gravity collab. So Potato Tech, the reverse collab is a collab I'm hosting. It's about the time being reversed and things that happened are kind of made unhappen. So yeah, that's why the release date is still in the future, because obviously it's like still, how do you say that? it's still work in progress, like this. Yeah. Very cool. So we've got a phantom moving along here. We've got it kind of whoop, whoop. It's going down, but it's touching the ground. Yay. So we did that. What we need now is fire texture. Excuse me, my voice is already getting rough. That's not good. So I had a stream once where I was kind of muted the day afterwards. Alright, let me just import the fire. So I'm always importing stuff on my second screen because don't want to bother you whilst I'm looking through all my files. Let's search for fire and fire animated very well. Here we go. So eventually, or well, not eventually, definitely this fire is going to turn pink in like a few minutes, because Blender is still not able to handle animated textures, which is kind of annoying. And I really hope that excuse me. Oh, that's pretty weird. So don't get confused by me typing into the chat. That's my dad from Hamburg. Hello, Dad. yeah, it's kind of weird because my whole family is using the same Google konto. So, yeah. Alright, so I just forgot what I wanted to do. I got confused. That's the word. So what we need here is the outliner. Oh, wait a second. Okay, so, excuse me, that just had to be. This, and this, so, just, made this unable to be selected, more or less. Yes, and then I'm going to parent the, going to parent the fire to the bone. Like this. So the phantom is kind of flying along, burning in the sun. It's going down batch, and there it is. So, if I should get bored in the near future, I could add like fire spreading all over the grass, but I guess that's kind of a bit of work, so I'm going to leave that. So we've got the phantom flying here. It's like, not sure about this because it's like at the upper edge of the frame. But let's take a look if a texture gets animated. So it's getting loud again. You've been warned. Let's do this. Let's see. Yeah, I guess the fire is animated. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, one problem I might get when rendering out this scene, or well, at the moment I'm not quite sure who's going to render the scene. If it's going to be me, or if it's going to be the Animators, ANIMation. I don't know. I guess in the end everyone's going to render. It's so loud. I guess in the end everyone's going to render his own part. So there we go. We've got a burning phantom. That's cool. Right, let's see. Oh yes. And here we go. So the problem I just wanted to point out a second ago is the following. So for the first scene I added in the whole sunbeam thing, and if we're going into, yeah, here we go, the fire turned pink finally. And if we go into another scene and just look at the lighting here, it's going to be terrible, I tell you that. Yes, especially because the focus is not working in the slightest. I wonder if I did this the right way and added a focus thing, and I guess I didn't. Let's see. Phantom to pilot SIMUS films. Mayday, mayday, we're going down. Oh yes. Like, wait, I have to look this up. Wait a second. Bernhard und Bianca. Originaltitel. So excuse me for all English speaking viewers. Just want to look up. Wait a second. So the original title for Bernhard and Bianca is The Rescuers, and it's about two mice going out into the world to save a little kid that has been kidnapped by a bad old woman named Madame Medusa, and there's a pilot called Captain Orville, but it's not a pilot, it's like a big bird, and that's like totally Captain Orville style. Yeah, alright, so here, this is the point. We've got focus has to be another object, because if I have to pull the focus like this, that's annoying, super annoying. So let's go for this. Let's add empty plane axis, and let's see here, display name, because we are going to name this one focus. Oh well, we're going to name it AAA focus. It's AAA focus. AAA focus point. And I always do this mistype when I'm doing this. So we've got a focus thing here. The reason why I named this AAA focus is following, because if we go into the camera menu here, you can just scroll down here and there's the little focus thing, and because this thing is focus, it's like AAA focus, which is because of all the A's, it's like on the top of the list, which is pretty handy. And what we can do now is we just have to animate this focus thing, and our whole, and well, and later on we never have to care about any focus problems again. That's pretty awesome. So we can just take all these markers. So for now I want the focus to be here, and then we go to the next point where the alarm clock starts moving, and then no, that's fine. Alright, we need to move it here, right here, well here, perfect, because right here we want to have this on his face. Selection to cursor, insert keyframe, and I guess I made the timeline way too long, so the last cut is at scene 650, so I'm going to end the scene at 650 because I already saw Darksaber Animators animating this part, so that's not my responsibility, so I'm going to leave it. Alright, let's see, what did it, yeah. Let's take a look at this. And it's not too bad actually. I expected it to be way worse than this. Only thing we might need to do is to increase the whole f-stop, the aperture. No idea how you do pronounce this in English. I just know that it's Blende in German, but that's it. So let's go with like 0.7. Yeah, 0.7 is good. Alright, and now I could either make the alarm clock glow, or I could add a point light. Well, I'm going to add a point light. I'm going to add a point light. Come on. I'm going to add a point light first, and yeah, then I'm going to make the alarm clock glow. So just look at that. It's awful. So 100 is way too strong. We need something like 20 or so. Yep, 20 is pretty good. And let me just go and close my window. So, just because it's getting dark outside and all the mosquitoes are coming in still, although it's pretty winter wonderlandy around where I live. So let's test this out. So this is one of the blocking dead guns from I want to say Darksaber Animators. One of the blocking dead guns from Black Plasma Studios. They released their BPS Essentials rig, and yes, it does work. Oh, awesome. So it's kind of if you move this bone, this light right here, which is the pistol light, it's goodness, it's like getting brighter. Yeah, so let me just check my Discord for a second, because someone tagged me. Alright, yeah, okay. So, yep, let's see. So what about if I just render out a whole scene and I'm going to chill out during that for a while. Going to answer a question someone questioned on my Discord server, and I'll be back in a second. Let's just check this. Whoops. Let's check a whole sampling thing. So, oh goodness. You know, Mega Steve told me to render the whole thing with 20 samples. I never ever think that's going to be enough, but let's test it. 20 samples plus denoising. Let's see. I'm kind of looking forward to what it's gonna look like. However, see you in a few minutes, and I'll be back soon. Alright, I just didn't manage it to find the button to unmute my microphone again, and to be honest, I'm somewhat impressed, because look at that, it's beautiful. It's 20 samples, and I never ever thought this was gonna work. You know, I'm really impressed. Usually I'm rendering at 100 up to 300 samples, but this scene is really good. Compliments to you, Animators. This one is really, really good. So I'm not sure if this could do with a bit more, what's it called? With a bit more defocusing in the background, with a bit more depth of field. Here we go. So what resolution are you using? I'm using this one, 1280 by 720, which is standard HD resolution. It's kind of good for animations, unless you later on kind of interpolate it into 4K, which is pretty weird then, because that really does look awkward. What I'm gonna do now is to change the color of the display, because, or can you maybe show your render settings? Of course. So I'm going to do a slow scroll through all these things. So we've got a resolution there. Yeah, we've got a frame rate, start and end frame. Then, oops, down here we've got a sampling. So I'm rendering with 20 samples and 5 samples in the viewport. Then right here we've got maximum and minimum transparency set to 12, and minimum bounces of 0 and maximum bounces of 2, and all these ones for all the different material types. No motion blur. Then a film is an exposure of 1. No idea what this means. I just know that I need to use the transparent button for making visual effects. And then under performance we've got 16 by 16, which is, as I heard, is best when you're using CPU. It's where is it? Yeah, it starts from the center and then goes out. It's like usually I'm rendering with the Hilbert spiral thing, which is awkward to watch, really. Yes, and for the post-processing we've got the compositing and the sequencer. So compositing, of course, is the node editor, and sequencer is like adding sound effects and stuff. Honestly, I'm not sure why this is turned on, but however, let's see and check. I don't know which one is which one. Let's just see. Alright, okay. So this right here is the display. So had to relocate my chair. Yeah. So this right here is my display color. So excuse me. Just see. So we are going to add another mix shader, and then add an emission shader. No, alright. Mixed with the diffuse shader, and the whole thing has the color inputs from our from our image texture over here. Here we go. You know, the English language is kind of weird. I'm pretty happy that oh goodness, that English that there's no English lessons tomorrow. That's pretty good. So let's see, when does the whole thing turn on? So as you can see, I kind of delayed the rattling around a bit. So it's kind of, it switches at the time, and then it starts to jump around. So I think I'm going to do the same thing with the display. So at the beginning we kind of have our natural color, and then over the duration of 2 frames I'm going to switch this to a emission color, and I'm going to add in a color RGB curves thing, because I definitely want to manipulate the colors to make it look a little more bluish, because my own alarm clock is bluish every morning, and want to recreate that. Let's see. Yep, very good. All right. So yeah, it might look weird because we've got the alarm clock itself is kind of red. So let's see. We can close this. There we go. Okay, so we've definitely got a very epic denoising fail right back behind here. Honestly, I'm not sure if that's a bad thing, because it looks pretty funny, not too bad. And I really like the color scheme of the whole scene. Alright, very cool. So we've got kind of the display of the alarm clock turning on before the actual text kind of updates. So we've got this, and then it goes on. Then it switches to 7 o'clock. And then it starts shaking around. Okay, very good. Now I'm wondering, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Excuse me. So, thing is, Mega Steve itself has his pajamas on, so I guess Blast Steve is supposed to wear his pajamas as well. So I'm just going to add in a blank BPS rig, and I'm going to add the other stuff later on. Let's see, take Plasma Rig version 2, import, and there we are. There we go. Select the cursor and like this. Now I'm going to change his skin really quick because of course I want him not to be Steve, I want him to be Blast Steve. Let's see, I guess the thing is I have no idea where his skin is. Don't have his skin, do I? Let's search for it. Let's search for Blast. Oh no. That's not good. That's totally not good. Oh, let's try one thing. That's bad. Alright, let me just think for a second. So we can't use my skin. Oh yeah, let's just use this guy. Because he's already wearing his pajamas. That looks kind of weird, but I like it. It's cool. And yeah, so one thing we definitely need now is him bouncing up and down in this bed. So don't know if I've ever told this story, but I'm playing Minecraft on Xbox 360. And when I fixed my internet problem after a long time, and I finally had the ability to jump on beds, it was so cool. It was like my sister and I were both playing Minecraft, and we were both like jumping on the bed all the time because it was so cool. It's like just the ability to jump on a bed, because you're not really supposed to do that in real life. So yeah, you have to kind of switch to Minecraft to do that. It was pretty cool. So I guess it's pretty annoying that Minecraft characters, or at least Minecraft animation characters, are way too big for their bed. That's really not so cool. But I guess no one's gonna mind if I scale him down a bit. So just a teeny tiny bit. Although he looks... I remember. So the proportions are pretty weird now, because I scaled him up and him down. So yeah. And I guess I know what the secret is for all the noise-free rendering. It's the ambient occlusion. Distance. Need to remember that. Now, question for the chat. Do you want me to make him lie on the bed like a Minecraft animation character would do, or do you want me to make him lie on this bed like a normal Minecraft character would do? So like in-game, kind of arms stuck to the sides and basically like this, or would you want me to make him like his arms spread out, maybe even turn on the other side, like face down? So what do you think is better, like natural or in-game sleeping? Let's see. gonna have another drink in the meanwhile. Oh well, if no one wants to decide, because this is a Minecraft animation, so I'm going to make him like this, rotate him around 180 degrees. Oh yeah, and I know what I want to do. So I guess since Mega Steve and Blood Steve are brothers, I don't think that they are going to sleep in the same bed. So he's got all the space for himself, so he can do this, which looks pretty cool, I think. Although it's pretty dangerous. Just imagine can you put a kiss on his face? It's called a pillow, but yes, that's a cool idea. Just wonder how to make a Minecraft pillow. And please, please, please don't ask me why I know that this is called a pillow. Because I really don't. Maybe let's do. Oh yeah, and just imagine when Mega Steve shoots, the pillow kind of falls to the side. I guess that would be really hilarious. So the difficult thing with this is I don't want to make fun of this animation because it's really still a cool project to work on. So I want to make this funny, but still in a kind of normal way, which is not too easy to achieve. So let's do this. Oh my god, this looks hilarious. Let's see. Oh yeah, and one other question I have for you is do you like this new, so it's not going to be a permanent stream layout, it's just for the duration of this pretty Halloweeny and spooky month, October, and after that I'm going to switch back to the old stream layout. So would you want me to make a custom stream layout for certain events, like a Christmas stream layout or a winter stream layout, Easter stream layout, or just stick to my normal stream layout? Because I kind of like it. I'm still improving it. I'm still working on it, like adding later on, kind of adding the text into it in a cool way, because that's not too easy to make it look good, and so to kind of embed the live chat into I forgot the name. Into the stream itself. Here we go, finally. Guess this pillow looks more like a brick that fell onto his back. It's more like he got slain by the brick. It's not a pillow. It's Alright, I'm gonna leave this for now, and I'm going to work on that later, because I guess that's some advanced modeling. So this is his first shot, and right then I want him to do this. Does that look weird? You have a pillow model. Well, that's no problem. You can change the materials around, I guess. Oh well, that would be pretty cool. Yes, that would be really, really good. Uh, ouch. Ouch. No. Uh, that looks rather unnatural. Maybe if I do some kind of this. Wait a second. Where's the mouse? Here it is. And again, I forgot what I wanted to do. Oh yeah, I know. Mage said if you want to send it, which would be pretty awesome, you can just do it via Discord, I think. I guess, did you join my Discord server? Yes, you did. Did you? However, this is hilarious. Oh, and by the way, we already passed the 1 hour mark. It's, oh yeah, the longest live stream I've ever done was a really good stream, by the way, and it was really fun to do it. However, the longest live stream I've ever done took, I think, 2.5 hours. It was, in the end, I was kind of rather muted, like you mute a microphone. I muted my own voice. Yeah. So, I'm interested how this looks when we've got the right skin on it. You know what? I'm going to do this and this and this and this and this and wait a second, this and this and here we go. And now I'm going to make this as a permanent thing, and I'm just going to take a look at the pajama thing, at the pajama skin of Blast Steve. It's Blast Steve, yeah. I'm going to go for a hunt for it. See you soon. Alright, and I'm back again. So, I had loads of troubles getting that skin because it's kind of was packed into a blend file in another blend file, so I had to append it, and then it somehow all didn't work. And however, I've got the skin now, which is pretty good. And also, I'm just going to look it up. Where is it? Yeah, the pillow model. Perfect. So I'm just going to download that one. I have no idea where it is right now. And thank you, MageZ. So when this animation is released, so if you want me to, I can put a link to your channel in the description. Kind of as a thank you for the model. Oops. Here we go. Let's go. Downloads, blend, object. Oops. Oops. Come on. Object. No. Wool red. Here we go. Where is it? There it is. Selected cursor. Ooh, I like that one. That's cool. Alright, so oh yeah, that's a pretty big pillow. It's more like a couch. However, the red pillow looks pretty good actually. It's like fits with the color of the bed. Still wonder where I'm going to put that one. Let's see. Like this. That would be pretty cool. Ah, all right. So it's like and it shoots. And when does he lift his head? I should save the file, by the way. Right. So it's kind of now, and like this, and like this, and like this, and here we go. It's still a pretty big pillow. However, let's try this. Question is, right, then kind of moves, oops, not out of the window, but back here, like this, and like this, and like this. It's kind of stuck in his leg now. However, so it kind of throws it away. All right. Animating an animation of an animator. Yeah. And welcome to the stream, Betsy. Excuse me, always. Excuse me for pronouncing names wrong. However, see, this right here is one of the things that annoy me the most in Blender. Every time when you open up the dope sheet, this button is not selected, meaning that everything is selected, not just the thing that you want to be selected. And that's really annoying. So it's kind of this destroys your it destroys your workflow a bit. All right, let's see. Let's just put his skin on here, Mega Blast skin. So I think you're anyways not going to see the face, which is no problem. Let's search for Blast Stativ. Blast Stativ, here we go, and here we are. Well, he's kind of got his warrior suit on, so I definitely have to ask for a better texture where he's not fully dressed up, but rather in his pajamas, because I guess yeah, Iron Man doesn't sleep in a suit either. However, can you use my skin? Of course I can. whenever I find a place for it, I will do. You just need to send it to me, for example, via Discord or via my email. So if you go to the channel info page, there's like the show mail button. It's a rainbow derp one. You know, I've got a big opening shot for this scene. I don't know if you've been to the stream at that point, but there's like an opening shot, which is a bit weird because there's a halfway dead phantom flying around. So I'm pretty sure I could include your screen there, yes. So at least I'm going to try. So, not guaranteed that that's gonna work, but I can try at least, if you want to. SIMUS, where's his super suit? Well, that's a good question. I don't even know where your skin is, to be honest. So yeah, good question. I don't know either. I'm sorry. Alright, so what we need right here is his head moving a bit on, like this. Maybe like this. One other thing that we might do is, or not what we might do, what we're going to do, is is his arm going like this, which is pretty dangerous because he's going to shoot in like the next moment. So if he doesn't retract his arm very fast, then it might happen that Mega Steve shoots into Blood Steve's hand. Alright, that looked weird. So his head movement. Guess the hand movement was kinda okay. Yeah, so the little turn around of his head right here. Okay, excuse me, my voice is getting rough as again. So that's a pretty good lesson for me. So streaming is not only good because it's fun, it's also good because I'm actually actively practicing for my English colloquials that I have to attend in like very soon, which is not too cool. So alright, we've got this one right here, so I'm going to move this one over a bit like this, and so it's kinda for those of you that are familiar with this, send you my skin on Discord. Alright, I'll have a look at it. Wait a second. Where is it? It's... Ah, there we go. That's my skin. Oh goodness, that's bright. That's really bright. Alright, gonna download that one in just a second. It's on my second monitor, that's why you can't see it. Character textures. Rainbow derp. Shall I name this one Batsy? I think so. Alright, okay, let's take a final look. Oh yes, that's what I wanted to do. So I guess I'm going to record some sound effects for this myself. So like his head going back into the pillow. That's a pretty cool sound effect to record, I think. So we've got this one. Oh yes. You know what? Betsy, I'm going to call you Betsy. I hope that's fine. I have no idea if that's if that pronunciation is right or wrong, but I definitely know what I'm going to do with you. Namely, as soon as this phantom has landed, I will have you kind of being under the grass. Alright, okay. But first up, what I need is another rig on another layer. So let's do this and do this and whoops. Do this and this and this and this. There we've got a new rig, localize all, which is still a bug with the new BPS rig. Selection to cursor. Excuse me again. Alright, let's change this. Let's search for Betsy. Yeah. That's a bit weird. By the way, for everyone new to the stream, this is one of the render results. What I just wanted to do, where is it? Betsy, here we go. Oh, I see. One question, Betsy. Do you have your skin in a format like, let's see, like this, where you've got the leg here, and then you've got like a second layer with leg hand below it. Like I don't play Minecraft on PC, so I'm not very familiar with skins and stuff. But that would be cool if you could send me it in a version like this, because yeah, reworking could be sitting in a campfire. Oh goodness, it's getting quite crazy now. Alright, so I'm going to start animating. So if you can send me this, that would be pretty much appreciated, because like this it's rather difficult to work with. However, what we're going to do next is move you here and down there, and rotate it -90 degrees, and move you down a bit. And what I need now is a dirt block. Well, not a dirt block, it's a grass block actually. If I manage to select the grass, shift that cursor to select it, jump out of edit mode. Yeah, it's like all these key combinations are like I don't know. It's like I'm thinking of a good comparison to this. I have no idea. It's like the combination of your bicycle locker thing. The combination of your locker. Here we go. Well, I don't have a locker at school, which is pretty sad. We don't have this at German schools, unfortunately. So what I'm doing at the minute is I'm searching for a grass block, a grass path. We want grass. Imported. Very well. Select the cursor. There we go. This texture is pretty weird. Do you see that? Like, this is a totally different green tone than this one. Going to take a look at that one later. 0.5 and UI -0.5. Perfect. And GZ -0.5. And the other green texture is pretty different as well. Alright, so when does a phantom come down here? It's like much. So could do it like now. Like this. So my plan is to do this, and then it's kind of looking on his right onto the phantom that has just landed there. Alright, what we need to do now is to animate the dirt block, because we want to have it move as well, of course. Until here. And maybe you can hear my computer going crazy in the background, which is kind of a normal thing for everyone that has joined the stream. Don't worry, it's not like anything exploding near me or something. It's like a pretty normal thing that my computer sounds as if it would explode in the next second. Alright, you have sent one, let's see. Ah, yep, perfect. That's exactly what I need. Right, let me just download this one. Save image as. Oops. Betsy.png. Do you want to replace this file? Yes, I do. And now occasionally Blender's going to turn pink again because, of course, we've reworked the texture. Let's reload it. Let's see. Let's search for Betsy again. Oops. Here we go. Oh yes, it's working. Awesome. So what do you think? Is it good like that? There we go. So it's like a pretty weird format that this rig needs to work. All right, let's take a look at this. Alright, we may have got a problem here. Because he's turning his head until here. So let's see what we're gonna do with this dot block, because technically it would have to fall off. But what if we don't have it fall off, but rather you can do my hand, does it so my hand goes on the floor? What? So that you're kinda holding the dot block in your hand. One cool thing now would be to have the dirt block kind of slip off the edge like this. So we've got the whole thing kind of sliding along, and it's like it's about to fall off, and then the camera cuts. That's cool. Oh, look at that. That's pretty neat, isn't it? Like the grass block. Okay, so that you kind of kind of like this, maybe, or not. Oh, all right, that's not good. That looks pretty awkward because alright, let's see. So we've got this layer with him on and the dot block. Do you see that? It's like the dot block, it's kinda glitching out. Let's Let's test this. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Alright, so now you've got an official cameo, what's it called? Cameo thing. Right, then we've got this. And then we've got the teeth brushing scene. So I'm going to check the lighting real quick right here. Later when you add the campfire, can I sit at it? Of course. I still need to download the campfire, by the way. And I'm going to eat something now. Alright, so, yep, when I add the campfire, so, I think, alright, so the animation itself consists of many different parts, and I'm going to animate the first and the last part. So, technically, the last part starts with an opening shot just like this one. So, on that one, I could just add you two just sitting at the campfire. Guess that would be kind of cool. Oh, and one thing that we could do, although then my PC is definitely gonna break, I think, is if we added like a cloth or physics effect to this one. So, excuse me for the sound of me eating. Alright, and I still need to fix this problem with the teeth brushing, because it's like, yeah, it's awkward at the minute. Let's take a look at this shot. So, now this is kind of the final part of making animation, just picking out random frames and just looking at how they look and if they fit into the scene, if everything looks good and stuff. So yeah, that's I guess that's pretty annoying to watch. Can I do so that the camera is closer to your face? No, I can't because the camera animation is done yet. So if I would, then I'd have to redo the whole scene and like everything and stuff. So, I'm sorry, no. Although, I have to say, this looks pretty hilarious. It's a cool little Easter egg, I like it. So, we've got like the rising sun right here, we've got... Oh, I just forgot. I need to animate the sunbeams. That's totally not good. Guess I'm going to do that in MovieStudio later on. Not good. Not good. So where are we? Backdrop, here we are. Sunbeams, so let's delete those. Yeah, alright. So one thing we might need is motion blur when the phantom comes down. Don't know. Did we render out this one yet? Did you just see an apparition? What? Oh, it's from Harry Potter, isn't it? Like when you teleport around places? I'm really not sure. And the rendering is just, it's so quick. That's impressive. That's really impressive because usually, so my last animation I did, which is Debris, that space animation kind of thing, every single frame in the first shot took over 7 minutes to render. It was an absolute pain in the backside because I've been such a derp, I've been such a fool, and I added displacement to everything in the scene, which made rendering the whole thing out so much slower. Well, however, one thing that's still missing, which I talked about in right the beginning of making this, are particles for when the edge of the table gets destroyed. So I'm going to add an emission plane, not emission plane, an emitter plane. There we go. Right around about here. Then we've got alright, frame 397. So we're gonna add a particle system, new, start and end 397. Really? And start and 397. Alright, here we go. Then it's like, okay, that is totally ugly. So I need to switch off AV sync, which is kind of an embedded feature in Blender that it always plays at the right frame rate, although you technically can't play at that frame rate, which is a bit of a weird one, but it's kind of cool actually. What we need here is definitely at least 0.2 of randomness, so that the particles kind of spread out wider. It still looks awkward though. Maybe 1. Guess that's way too much, but alright. Better. Way better. And it is still way too many, so let's go with like 40 or something. They need to go to into the Z direction a bit more, I think, like 0.2 or something. Oh yes, and I think yesterday or something I looked into my statistics, and if no one had ever desubscribed my channel, I would have, I think, we're around about 320 or something subscribers, which is incredible. So, yeah, if no one would have ever unsubscribed, here we go, it's not desubscribed, unsubscribed, yeah, which is kind of incredible. And also YouTube doesn't really count the views correctly, so my statistics say I've got around about 10,100 views, and the channel page on the other hand side says that it are only around about 8,000, which is pretty weird. Explode that clock. Not a bad idea actually. I should consider that. Although one thing that's awful about Blender, let me just type this particle cube thing, whatever. Just need the name of this. Yeah, would be cool with like a real big explosion with fire everywhere and stuff. But Blender is so slow with these things that it's really a pain to work with. So what we need here is object, and then let's search for a particle cube thing. Very good. And these need to be way bigger so that you can see them, because like this. And then we need some random rotation. Don't even know if you can see it in the end, but it's definitely there, so we need it. Let's go for this. Alright. Yeah, so yeah, you're definitely right. I should definitely add some kind of sparks or something. Right there. But first up, I need a material for this, because otherwise it's going to remain solid white on the viewport, which looks pretty ugly. So I'm going to make this one transparent and turn off shadows, which is also way faster to render. So let's see. Alright, they're definitely there. Very cool. Oops, I wanted to select material. You need to add you need to add an effect for the bullet. Yes, and I definitely want to do that. Do that. Definitely want to do that because yeah, it's kind of recently I rewatched Blocking Dead by Black Plasma Studios, and I think it's kind of annoying that you never see the bullets if they go around and shoot zombies. There are never any bullets. Alright, so we need the spark emitter. Let's name the spark emitter. Whoops, this one. That was definitely not spelled in the correct way. Here we go. So it starts at frame 417. No, it ends at frame 417 and starts at frame 416. Very well. You're kidding me. You're absolutely kidding me. That's so... It's like, because all the normals of the face into the wrong... Really? Face into the wrong direction. So we need to rescale this one. And then let's see. Still? Oh, come on. First up, we don't need that many bullets, and yeah, let's start new. So one subdivision should be fine. Very good. And here we go. Then we name this bullet hits, and it's going to end at 417 and starts at 416. Yep, and I'll be back in a second. Alright, I'm back. Yes. So, I've got a few more minutes now, so let's see. Let's say we've got 50 particles emitted. That's not too bad. We rather need them to, of course, be random and go upwards as well, because they don't weigh that much. Yeah, they're really basically pretty much unaffected by gravity. So let's go to field weights and set down the gravity. And turn on the lifetime, because they definitely fade out quicker. It's quicker. Huh. Song by Linkin Park. Does anyone know that? One More Light? Such a beautiful song. Alright, so we've got this, and now we're going to add a spark cube thing. Scale this down as well, apply the scale, and name this one a cube spark. Imagine Iron Man, the whole thing would have, the name of Tony Stark's industry would have been Spark Industry. Guess that would have sounded way better. However, we need an emission node, and let's set this to 30, for example. And make the whole thing a sparkish color. No, let's set this to 50, 100. Come on, there we go. Right, and now for this one we need a transparent material as well. Let's go for transparent. Oh yeah, and right up there you can see the Blender is using up 1.2 gigabytes of my RAM, which is pretty much. Well, not too much. I already had scenes where Blender used up 80 or 90% of all the RAM that I had. But that were pretty heavy scenes. So the biggest Blender file I ever had was like 2 gigabytes big. Let's see. Honestly, I'm not sure if these particles look clunky or not. They aren't even there. Oh, there they are. Oh, of course. We've got this. Then we've got this. Oh, I think it looks not too bad. I guess they're a little too big. You're back. That's good. I took a break from streaming as well. For like a minute or something. Alright, very cool. Let's take a look at how these particles look when they're rendered out. You'll love it. That's great. That is really good. Oh, the vector is already rendered. So let's render the whole thing and take a look at how it looks. Let's take a look at how it looks. Oh goodness. However, let's see what this looks like. And if this looks good, that's it for today. Because it's kind of late, so it's 8:30. Oh yeah, I'm loving it. That's cool. What do you think? In the chat? His facial expression is genius. It's like eyes closed, mouth closed. Add rotation. Oh yeah, good point. Good point. Yep, gonna do that. See, like the last frame took round about 13 seconds less. So just because of the particles now, which is kind of bad. So if you've got a particle heavy scene in Blender, it takes absolutely ages to render. Now what I'm gonna add is a blur node for glow. Set the threshold to 2 maybe, and the size to 9. Very well. Now one final thing before I add the rotation to the particles. Didn't forget it. I'm still gonna do it. So the vector to the speed and the depth to the Z. Then we select curve, minimum, and crank the samplings up to 64 maybe. A full stack of samplings. Samplings. Yeah, bit better I think. Alright. Now we're going to add the rotation to the particles. Where is it? Rotation, random. It's like completely random. As my decision to make a stream today. There is no rotation. That's weird. Why is there no rotation? Maybe like this, and oh, let's enable rotation here. Let's see. Yep, there we go. Alright, just a small little detail, but well, guess that's it. So yeah, and that is really it. Ye. Oh yes, ye. The ye. I should add a ye in this. I'm gonna do, but not today. So let's take a look at what we've done today. I think we made a pretty decent step. Let's give this the right color. Was like this in the end. It's like I'm trying to simulate the final render. So yeah, let's take a look at what we've done today. Oh goodness, it's so slow. Excuse me. Alright, let's go again. Yep. And that is it. That's it for today. Well, yeah, so I hope that you enjoyed the stream. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. I forgot my outro. That's quite a bad thing. Yeah. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want more streams like this. Also, if you want to chat with me during non-live streams during non-live streams times, just join the Discord server. And well, you love the stream. That's great. Thank you. Yeah, and also my schedule for the next year. So currently it's my last year at school, so there's quite a lot of learning to do, and I'm probably going to do more streams than animations because it's just way more time consuming. So I do the animations during the stream and fill my channel with this content over the next year, and we'll see what will happen then. However, thank you for watching, thank you for writing all these nice comments and for all the suggestions, and see you in another stream. Goodbye!